Hello you lovely people, it's Nick again. This is part 2 of last weekend's haul. By the time you see this, it's almost going to be next weekend, the following weekend. I've been struggling to find time to get around to this, had so much going on. But yeah, so this is all the other stuff that I picked up last weekend. I'm going to start with what's on my lap, which is another till or cash register. And this one's not quite as good as the one last week, but it's okay. Let's see if I can show you. There it is. You can see from the labels on there, it came from a woman who has a dog grooming business, and she had the till there, and I looked at it. She wanted 7, I offered 6, and we agreed on 6. And then she said, oh, I've forgotten the manual, and I've forgotten all the till rolls, and I've got some spare ink. So we exchanged numbers, and I popped around her house and collected everything else. So it has manual, and it has a box with about 20 odd till rolls and 2 or 3 of these little replacement ink heads. So yeah, fantastic. I'm going to be looking at about 40 quid for this one, so a nice little find. Yeah, and also I spoke to the lady and asked her about her dog grooming business, and I think we're going to start taking Monty to her because her prices seemed quite reasonable. So yeah, the result really. So that was that. I picked up some supplies for myself, well for work, post-it notes which I use when I'm researching stuff and generally to write notes on. You'll see in my videos quite often stuff has post-it notes on. It's so I don't have to go back and research something again. I've got the information and I stick it on the product, and then if it gets forgotten about, the information is still there. Anyway, I got these 2 big old packs of post-it notes, paid £1 each on those, so they'll be handy. Picked up another Jellycat. I've mentioned this brand before. It's worth looking out for. They're quite sought after and they're quite expensive new. I don't know about this guy specifically, but on Jellycat toys I've sold them for anywhere between £10 and £20, sometimes beyond. It's a bit of a lottery. Some go really well and really fast, and some don't. So, but yeah, I think I paid £1 on this one, so always worth taking a chance. He's got a beanie bum. And then picked up a few board games. Let me quickly whiz through these. I've seen so many of these this year already. Another one, new version of Downfall. Paid £1. I'm going to FBA this. I've been selling them quite consistently at FBA for 20. A sealed Domino Express Vertigo pack. Paid £1. I'm going to FBA this one at 11. Another one of these, which is Seen It Magical Moments, the Disney one. Again, paid £1. I'm going to FBA this for somewhere around the £40–50 mark. I sent one of these up not that long ago and got around that money at this time of year. So yeah, there's plenty of demand for that even now. I mean, a lot of board games are really seasonal, but this seems to, for me anyway, be selling all year round. Another Disney one. This is Monopoly Disney Edition. I've sold this a couple of times on FBA and got 50 for it, so that's what I'm going to aim for again, and paid £1, so absolute bargain on that one. Have not checked this one yet, and it's not sealed, so fingers crossed that one's okay. But yeah, love finding those. That one. Another Seen It. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you bother with this, to be honest. This is the Glee Seen It. If it's sealed, maybe go for it. If it's unsealed, just don't. The eBay and Amazon are swamped with them. I had a couple of these at FBA last Christmas, and I think I got around £10–12 for them, so there's not a lot in it, to be honest. That's why I put Xmas on there. This is going to go away. I don't see much point in sending it up now. I'll send it up in 4th quarter and look to get 10+ on it. I'll judge it when I send it up and see how many other FBA sellers have any. But yeah, paid £1 on that. only because it's factory sealed, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. And then I love this game. Personally, I enjoy playing it, and that is Risk. This is the version that I really like, that has the actual little figures in. So the pieces are horses and cavalry, etc. I've checked it. It has all of the mission cards and the Risk cards. It's got the dice, the instructions, everything, 100% complete. And I'm going to send this one into FBA. Again, paid £1, if you can see on there. And I'm going to FBA it and look for around 28 on that one. Lovely, lovely thing. So that's board games. I picked up a couple of Boppets, £1 on this pink one, and 50p. It might have even been 20p on that one, I think. Yeah, these really are quite seasonal. Don't pick these up now and then moan when you can't shift them, you know, in spring. Yeah, I'm going to put these away and send them up to, probably to Amazon, or you could eBay them, but I would wait till Christmas on this sort of stuff. There's no real demand for them now. Picked up one of these Tomy Freestyle baby carriers. There's not a lot of money in these to resell them online. You want to go for the more high-end brands, the Baby Bjorn, that sort of stuff. But we sell these in the shop for around the £10 mark, and I picked that one up for £2, so that was fine. And then this ended up being one of the pickups of the day, really. Underneath the stall was this unassuming carrier bag, and I noticed when I peeked in, it had this, which is a Totspots reusable nappy. And I said to the lady, is this whole bag reusable nappy stuff? She said, yeah, there's a load of reusables in there, and then a ton of spare liners and, you know, nighttime ones and whatever. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest. All I know is we sell a different brand to this, but a reusable nappy brand in the shop, and they are 16. We sell them at $16.99 each, and I know there's a good second-hand market for it. So I said to her, what do you want for it? And she said, I don't want to take them home. I want £2 the bag. So I just gave her the £2. There's loads in here. It's really quite heavy. Tons and tons of the liners, etc. I haven't looked into it in detail, but I would imagine we'll probably sell this online as a bundle, and don't know, 40 or 50 quid maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if we could get that for it. If not, don't quote me on that. If not, we'll come down. But yeah, £2. I was not leaving that behind. Then books, you can probably see. Let me move this around a little. You can see here the usual suspects, really. It was a bit of a Harry Potter day. So all of those. I did find another of these white covered editions. Somebody messaged me on here on YouTube to say that these are called the signature edition set, and if you can get a full set of those, they sell really well. This typically, I picked up 2 last week, and this is one of the 2 that I had last week, so I've already doubled up on that one. So anyway, yeah, loads more Harry Potters. Let's move those out of the way. I'll quickly whiz through these books. There's nothing exciting here really. Dr. Seuss Classic Collection hardback box set, lovely thing. I adore Dr. Seuss. I've got the complete, I think it's 20 or 25 book set at home. I used to read them to my daughter all the time. I think the man is a genius, and I'm being serious. The illustrations are amazing, and yeah, I love them to bits. So I can't leave this sort of stuff behind. There's not a lot of money in it. I'm going to shoot for £12, and I paid £2 on that. For another £2, I was surprised when he said 2, so I just grabbed it. Was this box set of Thomas, although unfortunately it's missing one. There's only 17 when it should be 18, but it's a set of hardback books in there. And then he threw in a few extra ones, which are nothing special, but I'll probably just sling them in with the bundle. Not sure the value of that, haven't looked that one up. And then there's about 20 odd, or just over 20 here of these Usborne Farmyard Tales. These are fantastic books as well. We used to read these to our daughter. Just again, wonderful illustrations, wonderful stories, and they're in brilliant condition. They hardly look used. And yeah, paid £2 for that whole bundle, which is an absolute steal. And I should have no trouble getting £20 or even more. I might go higher with postage on top for those. Roald Dahl. Oh, one of these little these were Comic Relief Harry Potter books. They go well if you add them to your bundles. Roald Dahl for bundles. I'm still picking up these Disney Wonderful World of Reading books to make up as big a bundle as I can and just see how they go. I've been paying sort of 20p, 10p where I can, and I'll see how I go. I've got a stack up there now. I must have 20 plus already, and there you can see that's the sort of price I've been paying just to experiment really and see how they go when I get a big bundle. Paid £1 for this, which is a factory sealed set of Caro Fraser books. Scanned it into Amazon, has really good value, so I'll probably just send that in as it is. This was chucked in with some stuff, a Horrible Histories book with a load of experiment cards in it. Quite a cool thing. Star Wars Clone Wars 10 book set, paid £2. eBay you're looking at about £10 with shipping on top. FBA I may send this one in and shoot for around 15. Not decided. Probably do the FBA thing on that one. Quite a nice thing again. That's that, and a couple of the old J-dubs. A couple of hardbacks. I can't remember what I paid. 50p tops, maybe less. This Sapphire Battersea, well, it's actually Hetty Feather set. There's 3, I think. The Sapphire, Hetty Feather, Sapphire Battersea, and Emerald Star, I think it is. You get the 3 hardbacks of that, and you can get some good money just for the 3. So that's the books. A couple of chimps again, and I paid £1 on a load of little Playmobil figures. There's some really nice little kid figures in here. I've just sorted all that Playmobil out. Actually, I did a video about that, which will be coming soon. And I've taken all the pictures, otherwise I would have included these in some of those bundles. But you can't really see them, but there's 7 little children here. Just simple little basic figures. Paid £1. I'll either save them to do as a part of a bigger bundle, or just bundle them as a family scene. That's those. And then I found a Nintendo DS and paid £5. It didn't come in this nice white case. I had this knocking around. I picked it up at a boot sale last season for pennies, and it's been waiting for exactly this scenario. It came in this really grotty case, which is going to end up in the bin. But yeah, it was a £5. It didn't have its charger, but again, I picked one up last season. I always pick these up when I see them, if they're the genuine Nintendo one. 50p or £1. I picked them up, just sit them on the side. Come in handy. Now, it had a few games. It had a few DS games, which are pretty much rubbish. There's a Moshi Monsters, which is pretty worthless. This one, the writing is so small I can barely read it. Imagination Invaders, no value in it at all. A Madagascar. A Guitar Hero, which is pretty useless without the guitar grip attachment that you need to play it. And 3 GBA games. Nemo, no real value. Mickey's Magical Quest, again, not much value in it. But this one is quite nice. Yoshi's Island, which is Super Mario Advance 3. Great little game. That will cover the £5 cost if I sell that. It is a bit mucky, and it's got the remains of a horrible sticker on the back. But I'll use some sticker off stuff. Actually, this stuff, I can recommend this. It's fabulous. Sticker remover. I think there's a link to it on my website. On Amazon, it's only a couple of quid a bottle. Or at least I was when I picked that up. Great stuff. So yeah, that's nice. So that will cover my investment of a £5. And then I got it home. It's in lovely condition. used that charger to put a charge in it, and it fired up perfectly. The screen needs a little bit of a wipe, but it's not scratched. It's lovely. So the plan with this is to send it into FBA. I did write down, I think I should be able to get about 35 for the console with the charger. The games, I might just do a little bundle of those DS ones. I'll sell that Yoshi one on its own, or just lump the others in with it, I don't know. But yeah, that was a nice little find. Right, I'm going to go and grab the last few bits and show you those. Hold on. Okay, right, more stuff. I picked up two identical pairs, the same size. I think they're size 4, yeah. Of these Disney Cars Lightning McQueen wellies. I paid up a little bit. I paid £1.50 a pair. I doubt they'd be worth reselling online for that. But yeah, these will go in the shop. We sell wellies so easily in the shop. So yeah, that was a no-brainer for me. Put those down. They look hardly used, those as well. I grabbed one of these MB travel games for 50p. I tend to, you can sell them on their own, but I find a few bundled up go really well, so that'll probably be the plan with those. And then for a £5, there's a crate of Duplo, although there is a lot of dodgy Mega Bloks in here, so I'm going to have to go through, pull out all the Mega Bloks. But there's some fairly good Duplo pieces. There's a plane body there. I don't know if the other parts are in it. There's this, I don't know what that is actually. Yeah, so I need to spend some time and go through this, but for £5, that was always coming home with me. Let's move that. And then last thing, I bought all of this Meccano off one stall, and I ended up paying £7 for these 4 sets. There's one really tiny set there. Now, I haven't checked the contents of any of these, so I've no idea how complete or not they are. So there's that little tiny racing car. There's this one, another vehicle set. Again, all unchecked. This really quite heavy and large set, which has a motor in it, and it makes these different vehicles. And the last one, again with motor, is this set. This one has the original price on it, you can see £30. So yeah, I took a chance. I've not done much in the way of used Meccano. I've bought Meccano in the past brand new and sealed and sold it like retail arbitrage, but I figured I couldn't go wrong. I've just been trying to do a little bit of research, but prices, as with a lot of things, are all over the place. I'm thinking once I've checked through it and I see exactly what I've got and the condition and how complete it is, I will probably, what I feel like I'm going to do at the moment is to just do it as one huge bundle and ask sort of 40 or 50 quid. And if that's not realistic, I can come down. But from a £7 investment, I think that was a pretty good pickup, really. So yeah, that is it. Andrea came with me again, and she picked up some more clothing for the shop. I don't know if she's going to do another haul. She may do. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that wasn't too long. I don't know how long I've been talking. Yeah, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.